Ok, ok, ci siamo. Buonasera, buonasera. Come state? Spero che voi stiate bene. Mi ricordo che attualmente online c'è Penguin con Scacchi, Cielo Umido con Project Zomboid, Abre Domino con giochi retro, Ferrogigio con Dark Souls, LG con GTA 5, Finch con Fortnite, Constantine con Football Manager 2022 e Kate con Identity 5. Molto bene, molto bene, molto bene. Mm. Allora, sistemiamo un attimo qua e appunto abbiamo questo giochino e non mi ricordo, forse era così. Vediamo subito. Allora, qua e si gioca. Spero che voi stiate bene. Fatto alto. Molto bene. Gioco? Ce la fai? Eravamo arrivati qua. Mm.
Excuse me.
Yes, please?
Since when has Miss Morgan been staying here?
You seem to be her friend. Ask her yourself. We run a very discreet hotel here.
Would that
Ok.
be the case if I were to leave a 20 on your counter?
Sorry?
Nothing. This guy, the one who was asking about Miss Morgan, had you seen him before?
Sorry, no. I, he came in and asked me a few questions. Then he disappeared. A strange fellow. Do you know him?
Mm.
No, but I think he shouldn't be let near Miss Morgan.
Of course not. I call upstairs, and only when the young lady agrees do I let him up.
And he can't come creeping around here.
Well, that possibility can't be completely excluded. But you can only open the doors from outside with a key.
Ok.
A private sign hangs on the door. The owner and his family live in this building. Behind the door is either their living quarters or an office. A private...
Qui c'è Cristoforo Colombo. Molto probabilmente non lo vedete più di tanto. Mm.
There are pictures of ships everywhere. Either the hotel owner has a real maritime interest or thinks that his guests want to see that kind of thing. Well, great. I need to develop the pictures before my date, but I can't get into Fuller's darkroom anymore. So I'll have to get by with just domestic items. Mom's bathroom will make a great substitute darkroom. I've still got the remains of the photo paper. And I've got developer. I need a red light, 2 flat dishes, and a little acid to use as a fixer. And something to do the exposing with. A projector, for example. I'll write everything down so I don't forget anything. What a day.
Tutta sta palla.
Looks very cozy. I bet you get a fantastic view of the whales from the veranda. But you know, that reminds me of my favorite film, Whales of August. That genius, Vincent Price. In a really unusual role. Looks very cozy. I bet you get a but you know,
Ok. Pazzo mi aiuta.
Plenty of people say that the New England coastal towns look Scandinavian. I reckon this place with the owners probably.
Finestra sul cortile.
The back room seems to be an office. Desk, files. I don't really like to climb into other people's houses. Well, not without a good reason.
Andiamo giù. Se si può.
It's not exactly like the Florida or Californian beaches. The water here is way too cold to swim in it for long. I'm not climbing down there without a good reason.
Andiamo via da qua. Poi dove ci portano le cose? Potremmo trovare un po' di cose all'ospedale, ma non so cos'altro. Ma se io clicco qua, mi porta lì. No! Ok. Diario. Sì, però dov'è che ha annotato tutto?
I hope the doctors can help my mom. The doc seems friendly enough, but I've got no idea if he's good at his job. want to stop her from doing a job. Right now.
Dottore.
Dr. Newhouse?
Yes?
What can you tell me about Mrs. Biba? And do you know her husband?
No. Now, a person shouldn't speak ill of others, but her husband...
Come?
He's a very unpleasant fellow. He was a big deal in the football team at high school, and Mrs. Biba married him young. Yes, I think she imagined her life turning out some other way.
Like how?
Now, she works hard in the diner. She probably does the work of about 3 people, but I don't think it makes a great deal of money. And her husband, well, let's leave it at that. They certainly don't have a lot of money, just a lot of work. And no love.
Uh-huh. Do you know Fuller?
From the photo store? Yes, a little. I've not had much to do with him. He doesn't get involved in the community. He never comes to the spring flea market or to church.
Yeah, right. Who would have thought it?
I know that your mother got you a job at Fuller's. I advised her against it, but she said you were interested in photography?
That's right. Only my job there doesn't have much to do with photography.
Capisco.
So, a crazy good time guy like yourself can surely tell me where all the action is. Here in Biddeford?
Dear me, no. You got me wrong there. I could perhaps give you a few tips on which are the most interesting evening courses at the community center.
No thanks. I'll pass on that one.
I thought you might. Hey, we do put on a disco for young folks every 2 weeks. But I suspect you've rather grown out of all that too.
I don't think I was ever that age. Discos, bars, parties. I was never into that sort of thing.
Your mother mentioned that. You were rather more of a loner, yes?
I've no idea where she got that from.
Oh, excuse me. I didn't intend to.
So, to sum up then, in Biddeford, you're best off being over 50 or dead. Might just suit me.
What? Being over 50?
Yeah, exactly. How is she?
No change. But she's a strong woman.
That's what everyone says. After the accident, she had to bring me up on her own.
Yes, I heard about that. What kind of accident was it?
A car crash. It was in England. We were driving on this tree-lined road. The car got into a skid and we smashed into one of the trees. Dad didn't survive, and Mom's had to wear that support thing ever since. I came away without a scratch.
Do you remember anything about the accident?
What? No. I was only a few years old. No memory of it. I've lived here in the States for as long as I can remember.
It's just that when I examined your mother, I thought her back and neck injuries seemed rather unusual for a collision-type accident. They looked more like injuries from a fall from a considerable height, causing her to have suffered compressed vertebrae.
And what do you mean by that?
Nothing at all. If your mother said she was in a car accident, then that must have been the case.
Or she's been lying.
Darren, I certainly didn't mean that.
Huh. Thank you, Doctor. Well, that's it for now, I guess.
If you've got any more things you want to ask, then just come and find me.
Monthly payments from England from someone called C. Instead of compensation from the insurance. And a back injury that was more likely caused by a fall than a car accident. What's going on here, Mom? Why did you lie to me? Please get better, Mom. monitor shows my mother's vital signs. The monitor shows... I'd better leave the scales here. A set of scales. Maybe for overweight patients? They certainly look a bit more solid than the ones you have in your bathroom. A set of scales. I'd better leave the scales here. Whoa. I don't know what I could ask him at the moment.
Ok, proviamo ad andare in casa allora.
I'm not particularly... The bathroom will make a good dark room. It's got no windows, and it's tiled. Perfect. Now I just need all the equipment. I need 2 bowls, a makeshift fixer, and an enlarger. And of course, a red light lamp so I can see. I saw some on the chain of lights in front of the diner.
Ok. Scotta.
This'll do for my red light. This
Sono
chain
morti.
of lights is gonna stay dark too. How nice. Oh, not a... How nice.
Vediamo un po' se basta.
The bathroom will make a good dark room. It's got no windows, and it's tiled. Perfect. Now I just need all the equipment. I need 2 bowls, a makeshift fixer, and an enlarger. Oh my god! There really is running water here. I never would have thought it.
Qua non penso di trovare qualcosa. No, c'è solo la porta. Mi serve quindi un ingranditore.
A nice one. Quite classical. And it looks quite expensive for Mom's tastes. You can swivel the telescope on the tripod, and hey, there's a compass attached to the top to show the direction you're looking. A nice one. A nice one.
No, non ci arriva. Non è un ottimo...
I don't have to call right now. What would I want there? Fuller's back from his shoot. I'm not going in there. He'll kill me.
Mm.
That's Fuller's office window. He's not in there. The window is open, presumably to let in some fresh air. Or maybe it just doesn't close properly. Who knows?
Proviamo a chiedere qui.
An old radio. Looks like a piece of pro. Are you a radio hobbyist?
Radio hobbyist? You mean one of those idiots who thinks it's neato mosquito when they have another idiot on the air who only lives 2 blocks away? I was a wireless operator with the Hells Devils, 8th Infantry Regiment of the 4th U.S. Infantry Division. I was there in North Africa, and in Sicily, then in Normandy on Utah Beach. I was wounded on the Rhine. That was my eyes. And I got a Purple Heart for it all.
And so, are you still a radio guy or not?
I'm keeping the tradition alive. I talk to old buddies real regular. Can reach him anywhere. I'd say I'm kind of an expert. Keep my things in good working order. Always prepared.
Ah, okay. Good to know.
Che brutto però che non apri bocca.
Come on, what then?
How do you get on?
I'm blind. How the hell do you think I get on? You idiot.
Does it hinder you a lot?
Well, sometimes. If I need to look something up. Looky here. I'm supposed to figure out what this coin's worth, and I got no idea. It's a rare piece, but it's pretty worn out.
Can I help you with it?
Oh, sure, kid. If you think I'll fall for that, I give you the coin, you run out the door like a punk. I ain't stupid.
Yeah. About the slide projector over there?
I won't sell.
Could you perhaps lend it to me?
Why should I?
Because you want to help a young man trying to improve himself. How you getting on with the coin?
You got nothing better to do than annoying me?
If I find out the price of the coin for you, will you stop behaving like an ass?
Can't promise.
Show it to me. You can keep it in your hand. A woman's profile, a few stars and numbers. Have you got something like a coin catalog?
Yeah, it's on the counter.
Ok.
Boy. That's a flowing hair scent, wreath reverse, from 1793. $2,400.
Minchia.
Not bad. $2,400. I'll offer him $800. Seller's an idiot. Thanks. I owe you one.
Oh, I'm happy to help old, disabled people. Put one over on the other folks. You're welcome.
Perhaps, you could do me another favor right away. I lost my cane.
You've done what? How can you lose a cane?
Not how you think. I was playing poker and, had a slam dunk hand. But how could I know that idiot from the hotel had a straight flush?
You bet your cane and lost.
Yeah.
Who's got it now?
The owner of the Wild Coast Hotel.
Alright then. I gotta pass by there anyway, so I'll ask him.
Thanks. You know, maybe you ain't so much of a idiot as I thought.
Ok, chiediamogli. Diamo l'hotel.
Excuse me.
Yes, please?
I've heard that you have poker games here every now and again. Could I maybe sit in on a game?
I ask you, please. This is a respectable hotel. We don't condone illegal gambling.
I'd like to get back into playing poker. I'd be interested in a blind man's white cane as a bet.
Yes, nice. We sometimes play a little game or two of poker here, but nothing public, quite private. Never for high stakes.
Wouldn't you say that for a blind man, a white cane would be quite a high stake?
He wanted to bet with it.
You know what? I think I'll inform the police about your game. I mean, that can't be right now, can it? You can't take a cane away from a blind man.
Well, go ahead and call the cops. I've got nothing to hide. I won the cane fair and square. You can ask the other players.
If you say so. So what was that again about the fair and square win in an illegal gambling game in a respected local hotel? What would Rosie think if I told her about it? What would other people think, in fact? Taking the cane from a blind man. What a devious, slimy character you are.
No, please, don't do that. I am sorry. I really didn't want the cane, you know. Eddie just didn't have any more dough with him, and he threw it in as a guarantee.
How much did he stake on it then?
Oh, it's not worth talking about. What's $100 anyway? You seeing him today? I could give you the cane. Give him my best, and tell him he can consider it a gift from a good old friend.
Ah,
Well, great. I'll take it with me and pass it on to Eddie then.
And give your mother my best when she wakes up.
Yeah.
qui veramente siamo dei come si potrebbe dire? Dei truffali, non dei truffaldini. Usiamo molto la leva di persuasione.
Your blind man's cane.
Well, thanks. You know, you're smarter than you sound. Best put it by the door. Hey, listen, if I can help you out in any way, you just ask.
About the slide projector.
It ain't for sale.
I don't want to buy it. I just need it for a while. I want to borrow it. I did help you with the coin and got your blind man's cane back.
That's true.
Non è che ci è voluto
Okay.
molto.
Take the projector, but bring it back. Today.
Yeah, I'll bring it back today and undamaged.
Good. Good.
Fatta.
I don't want to talk to him.
Dovremmo avere tutto. Ci manca ancora qualche cosa. Adesso vediamo cosa ci manca.
All right. I've got everything I need to develop the pictures. It's gonna take a bit of time, so let's get going. got the pictures. Huh. They've come out quite well, considering the conditions I had to develop them in. All the stuff that I need for developing is in the bathtub. I hope I won't be needing it for a while. I'm just gonna take Eddie's slide projector. I wish I could make some reprints of some of the pictures, but there's no more photo paper left. But I'm gonna keep at least one.
Ok.
I'll go and visit my mother one more time, and then I'll get ready to go out.
Quella sera.
And you think that the guy is following me? A student from England? Why?
No idea. I didn't say that he is following you. I only said that he might be. Perhaps it's me he's following.
It's all right, Darren. I didn't mean to upset you. What's wrong with you?
Oh, I don't know. It's just all too much for me at the moment. My mom's in the hospital, there's this thing with England, and then this guy.
Which thing with England?
Yeah, well, my mom, she gets money from England. A village called Willow Creek. Do you know it?
Yes. I even know roughly where it is.
I think it's a place where my mom worked as a cook.
And she still gets money from there? Her plum pudding must be heavenly.
That's the thing. I mean, that's more than 20 years ago. Who's sending her over $1,000 every month? And for what? I found this box next to the bank transfers. I've never seen it before. And that coat of arms with the 3 lions? That's an English emblem, isn't it?
It is.
What exactly are you doing?
I just thought you maybe wanted to see what's inside.
You know how to open it?
There were thousands of these caskets produced in the 19th century. There's a special kind of lock mechanism that's supposed to keep curious people out.
Ah,
It didn't really work.
What's inside?
cosa c'è dentro?
A photo.
Ah, chi sono? Che baffetti interessanti.
A man and a woman in front of a wrought iron gate. Is that your mum? And the man, is that your father? Is there anything written on the back? Blackmere Castle, Willow Creek, England, October 1969. What's
1969.
wrong,
My mom.
Darren?
Do you think she looks 5 months pregnant?
Che succede? Che succede? Che ci fa lui a casa mia? Le trame si infittiscono. E siamo solo al capitolo 2. Mortacci. Ok. Caricamenti.
Darren Michaels? My name's Conley. I'm captain of the local police department.
Are you gonna arrest me?
No, we're not. But we need to talk to you. May I come in?
È già dentro.
Sure. So,
You work in Fuller's photo studio, is that right?
not anymore. Not since yesterday.
Not anymore. Why?
The work atmosphere. I quit.
Quit? Or were you thrown out? Was there an argument?
Why? Has something happened to Fuller? Please say yes.
Well, yes.
Ah,
Have you arrested him? Or did someone beat him up in a dark alley?
Would you be happy about that?
Only if it was painful.
He's dead.
ah,
He was stabbed to death in the early hours of the morning. We're still counting the wounds. Can you tell us anything about that?
No, nothing you'd find fitting.
Someone must have been pretty angry with old Mr. Fuller. How angry were you with him, Darren?
So angry that I don't feel sorry that he's dead. But I've got nothing to do with it. Look, I saw him for the last time yesterday afternoon when he threw me out.
And you haven't been in the store since then?
No.
Darren, we found your fingerprints.
Of course, I worked there.
On the safe. Was that part of your job?
Look, what do you want?
Where were you last night?
I was in Biba's diner with a friend.
Correct. Angelina Morgan. You haven't known her very long, have you?
Do you have to be engaged if you want to go out with a woman in this town?
Very funny. Only if you did know her better, you might be able to explain why Miss Morgan murdered Mr. Fuller.
what?
What?
She was practically caught red-handed.
Practically?
She was standing over Mr. Fuller's corpse, covered in blood. The whole thing could have only been clearer if we had a notarized, certified video of the murder.
That's crazy. Perhaps she found Fuller dead and wanted to help him.
That's what she claims, too. And what was she doing in Fuller's store in the middle of the night?
What do I know? Ask her.
We have. She says she was told to go there by a man on the phone.
By the guy following her.
Correct, by a stranger. That's why I'm here. Miss Morgan says that you told her about her pursuer.
Yeah, absolutely. And the hotel owner saw him too.
I've already been to see him. He confirmed that someone was asking after Miss Morgan, but he couldn't give us a proper description. Did you get a proper look at the man?
I did. His eyes are close together, and...
Not here. Come down to the station. We can do a photo fit there.
What about Angelina?
Yeah. Well, let's see what the guy you saw has to say about all this.
Give me a break. If he was the one who called, he's not gonna admit it.
If there was a call in the first place. Please, come as soon as possible. We need that photo fit.
Ok.
A nice one. Quite classical. And it looks quite expensive for Mom's taste.
Qui c'ho qualcosa.
Nothing interesting to see. Everything clean as a whistle.
Camera da letto della mamma? No.
No, that's not him. The hairline was higher.
Like that, perhaps?
No, it was more... Can't you just let me have a go at it?
Sure. Look, here are the various chin shapes and
Yeah.
eyebrows and so on.
Yeah, I was watching you. I get the idea, okay?
You can change things using the arrows. When you're happy with it, click on save and...
Alright, I've
Ma
got it.
lasciala spiegare.
Okay. Let me know when you're finished.
Okay, the quicker the police find this guy, the quicker I can help Angelina. What did he look like again?
qui non lo so.
Are you finished?
Huh? No, it's not quite right. Can I take a break?
Yes, but just a little one. We need that photo fit.
All right.
E niente. Funziona quando cavolo vuole. Ok, baffetti, naso più stretto e più alto. Capelli scuri, tirati indietro, naso piccolo e affine, delle rughe sui lati, occhi vicini e sopracciglia scure, bocca sottile con dei baffi appena accennati, guance cadenti. Prima fare la foto all'identikit e alla faccia. Era segnata come faccia, quanto preciso.
I've remembered something else.
Very good. Please.
Allora, capelli all'indietro. Dovrebbero essere così. Ok, naso sottile. No. Così sì, ci assomiglia di più.
So?
Ah, that's him. The guy that followed me and Angelina looked like that.
I don't know him. Perhaps a tourist. You also said he spoke with an accent.
Exactly. What now?
We'll post the pictures around town and invite the gentleman in for a talk.
And Angelina?
Yes, well, she's...
Oh, Angelina!
Darren! It wasn't me! You've got to get me out of here. They want to pin this on me.
I know, but we'll get this sorted out.
They want to charge me this afternoon. You've got to somehow...
Come on, Miss Morgan.
Darren!
I'll get you out of here. I'll think of something.
Come on, Darren.
Leave me alone. I'm gonna find out what's going on here. She is innocent. What was her motive?
That's the thing. We don't know.
Look, others had a motive. Fuller blackmailed people.
Is that so?
Mrs. Biba from the diner, she paid Fuller. Lots of money.
How do you know that?
Is that important? She had a motive. And what about that guy? He was at Fuller's yesterday.
We didn't find any money in Fuller's store, and this gentleman's a witness. Nothing else. As far as the alleged blackmailing is concerned, have you any evidence?
Evidence? Ask Mrs. Biba.
And she's gonna tell us if she was blackmailed by Fuller?
She put her under pressure.
Based on your speculation? No, that's not enough. We need evidence. Or at least something that would suggest blackmail before we can move on it. And until then, our only suspect is over there behind bars.
Fine, then I'll get a hold of the evidence.
Perfetto.
Where do I start? I need evidence that Fuller was a blackmailer. But what did he blackmail Mrs. Biber with? And was it just her or were there others? I bet
sì.
the secret door in his basement has something to do with it. But how do I open it? Has Fuller still got the key on him? I've got to find out.
Oh, finalmente. Comunque è successo un omicidio. Stavo preoccupato. Non moriva nessuno.
These rather sinister fellas are wanted. There are some wretched criminal mugs among them. I always wonder if police photographers get special training in making everyone look like criminals. Or is it because the pictures are on manhunt posters? It always seems to me the people in those pictures are exactly how you would imagine a criminal to look. Back there is the smug, ignorant captain's office. Does he really believe that Angelina killed that? Offender, victim, crime, destiny. Everything filed in an orderly fashion, and therefore closed. And if a case is solved, then chance must have played a part. I hardly think they're gonna let me snoop around in the records. Selling water is an unbelievable business. You fill the bottles with water, put on a pretty label, and charge an arm and a leg for it. All these darn mega conglomerates even try to seize control of the water supplies for entire countries. Then the price soars beyond the imaginable, and the people, who are already poor, are completely screwed.
Non sono
I'm not
assetato.
thirsty. Has Fuller's place been thoroughly searched?
As thoroughly as was necessary.
Meaning what?
We have a homicide and homicide suspect who was practically caught in the act. We have
CSI
therefore
Squad.
photographed the crime scene, and the CSI squad has documented everything.
Did you search the basement?
Only cursorily.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Did you know, Fuller? He was a pig.
And so he deserved to be murdered?
So why should Angelina stab him a dozen times?
Why would anyone else?
Looks like a passion thing. Angelina hardly knew him.
Perhaps she was going crazy.
An English literature student in a bloody frenzy.
It's all happened before. And who says she didn't know Fuller? Maybe she had a damn good motive.
Shouldn't you be absolutely sure that someone has a damn good motive before you charge them for murder?
Not so with such a frenzied crime. People who do that stuff don't think too much about it first. Maybe she didn't have any motive at all. Maybe she just snapped.
So, has Fuller's body already been autopsied?
No, not yet. We're waiting for the pathologist from Portland. They're due around midday.
Until then?
We wait.
Great. Where's Fuller's body now?
In the hospital. They have a morgue there.
Ok, abbiamo preso tutte le informazioni.
What piss-awful weather. Suppose it's fitting somehow.
Ah, stavolta è il computer.
Hi.
Hello, Mr. Michaels. What can I do for you?
How's my mother today?
No change. Her vital signs are all okay, but she is still comatose like before.
So we can only wait.
It looks that way.
Has the guy who inquired about my mother been here again?
No, at least not on my shift.
And please, can you tell the other nurses that they should keep an eye out for this guy? The police are looking for him.
I know. The police faxed through a photo fit picture.
Good. You heard what happened to Fuller?
Oh, yes. Beatrix told me. They brought him in here this morning, covered in blood.
Did you know Fuller?
Not personally.
What do you mean by that?
I'd heard of him. You... Okay, listen. I'll tell you. As a woman, it wasn't an especially good idea to have your picture taken by him.
Why not?
He was a creep. And was not supposed to be able to keep his hands to himself. That sort of thing gets around, of course.
Thanks very much for the
Devo
information.
trovare prima. Ma
No
non
problem.
c'era nessuno.
I'd better leave the scales here. What would I... There are a few cables hanging down the side of the unit. The monitor shows me. The machine only monitors my mom's vital functions, so it doesn't matter if I loosen a cable here.
Chi è che ha riattaccato lo spazio?
All right, again. Perhaps there are medical records or bills in the cupboard. I don't think anything
Okay.
in here is going to interest me.
Yes.
Hello.
Are you delivering something?
Yes.
Delivery note?
I must have forgot it.
Well, go and get it.
Oh, of course.
Yes. Are you delivering something?
Perfetto.
Yes. I must...
Well,
Oh.
go and get it.
Devo trovare un modo. Quanto generico. Ah, ho spostato la macchina.
Losing the trash, huh? It's worth a try. Oh, man, that stinks. So, what we got here? Trash
Puzzle.
bags, leftovers,
Puzzle.
paper towels. Hey, torn up pieces of paper. That really might be interesting. What a flashy thing that is. Probably some Europeans in particular confused most of the year. An open pup with that kind of... there's nothing more of interest in there. Those are the paper snippets out of the trash can at the diner. Let's see if I can put them back together.
Cose abbastanza leggibili. Beh, riesco a capire qual è il suo percorso. Così. Come sempre facciamo prima il contorno. L'ultimo pezzo è questo qui. Come che esce bene. Ok. Carissima Claire, sono un po' dispiaciuto che tu non venga più a trovarmi ultimamente. Non senti la mancanza di tutti i momenti scorsi da quando ci siamo divertiti. Dai un'occhiata alle foto, sempre così felice e realizzata. Non lo pensi anche tu? Io posso dirti che anche per me è stato grandioso, ma tu non vuoi convincermi ad ammettere. Devi preoccupare che si venga a sapere che sarebbe a dir poco imbarazzante, non è vero? Una donna d'affari sposata come te deve badare alle sue responsabilità. Cosa direbbe la gente? Cosa ti farebbe tu? Sarebbe davvero scandaloso, un vero scandalo, ma io ti proteggerò da tutto questo. Tra te e la vergogna ci siamo io e 15 Ben Franklin. Attendo il bonus entro questa sera. Portamelo e io mi godrò quella foto da solo per qualche altra settimana. Ok.
That's at least evidence that Fuller was blackmailing Mrs. Biber. 15 Ben Franklins is $1,500. But is that gonna be enough for the cops? They're gonna ask her what he was blackmailing her with. If they ask her, Biber will deny everything. I've gotta find out what Fuller was using to
Non
blackmail
possiamo
her.
andare a prendere
I'm sure that the
hamburger.
answer is behind that secret door.
Ah, c'è il dottore. Uè, dottore?
Dr. Newhouse from the hospital. Oh, excuse me, the health center. Dr. Newhouse?
Yes?
Do you know how my mother is? Or should I ask someone in the hospital?
I've already seen your mother today, Darren. No change. And I think we ought to take that as a good sign.
Are there good medical reasons for thinking that? Or is that just wishful thinking?
Optimism never hurts.
So it's just wishful thinking then.
Darren.
Thanks, Doc. Have you ever seen this guy? He was in the hospital yesterday.
In the hospital? I don't think I saw him.
Mm.
Why didn't you ask the nursing sister?
He was here in the diner, too.
That's right. I think he was talking to Mrs. Biber.
Did you notice anything else?
Afraid not.
So how was old Fuller killed then?
Oh, I'm afraid I'm not allowed to tell you anything. They're still investigating.
What? You think I'd tell the press? I did used to work for him, and I'd like to know what happened.
Well, okay then. He was stabbed.
And more exactly?
He was stabbed nearly a dozen times. Not a nice sight.
Did he bleed to death?
Not necessarily. Could have been shock. Could well have been that some vital organs were injured.
Huh. So looks like Fuller had a pretty free choice of how he checked out. Somebody wanted to cover all the bases for him.
Darren, you really shouldn't speak of the dead like that.
I'm not interested in the dead. I'm interested in the murderer. As I understand it, there's also a department in the health center for the less mobile. A morgue.
Yes, that's right. This is a small town. We doctors at the health center are also responsible for checking corpses.
So don't you have to have special training for that?
If there's even just the slightest sign of a crime, then we get an experienced pathologist over from Portland.
So that means that Fuller still hasn't been looked at.
Right now, we're waiting for the pathologist. We've only prepared him.
Do the nurses sometimes stick their fingers in the deceased's personal effects?
Outrageous! Of course not. These things are properly stored away in the morgue, as they should be.
Thank you. So, are the cops in Biddeford any good?
How do you mean that?
Do you trust them to find the killer?
I'm sure they'll do their best.
Oh, right.
We've never had a case like this before.
Oh, so you don't reckon it's such a bad thing if they've got the wrong person, since they still have to practice?
Mi sono
I'm
tenuti la
sure that
foto
the
sexy.
captain will solve the case.
Però non era
that's it
mai
for
in
now,
questo
I
inquadratore,
guess.
ma va bene.
If you've got any more things you want to ask,
Quando l'abbiamo visto, ovviamente
come
hanno
and find
fatto 3000 foto e hanno detto dopo un po' di tempo. Va bene, va bene. Allora ci fermiamo qua. Giusto? Giusto. (2022-0108) era portato qua in basso e non l'hai... Boh. Usciamo. Va bene, va bene, va bene. Allora, io vi ringrazio tantissimo di essere stati qua a farmi compagnia. Vi ricordo, se mi sveglio domani mattina, continuiamo con Subnautica e poi, e poi, e poi, e poi sarà come morire. Niente. E poi oggi, domani pomeriggio incominciamo Il Signore degli Anelli, Guerra dell'Anello, la parte dei cattivi. Va bene, va bene. Adesso vi lascio da crosta e vi auguro buonanotte. Notte notte, ciao.